Disney markets itself as the happiest place on Earth, a place where families create magical memories, where nothing could possibly go wrong. But behind the castle and the smiling characters, Disney has experienced some of the darkest tragedies in theme park history. Fatal accidents, deaths that Disney wanted to bury, incidents that revealed a corporation willing to prioritize image over safety. This is not speculation. These are documented incidents with dates, names, and official investigations. These are the tragedies that changed Disney forever. Number 10. Mark Maples' Matterhorn Fall. May 19, 1964. 15-year-old Mark Maples visited Disneyland with friends, excited to ride the Matterhorn bobsleds, the world's first tubular steel coaster. The ride vehicles had only basic lap bars for security. As the bobsled climbed the mountain, Mark's friend unfastened his own restraint as a prank. During the descent, Mark stood to adjust himself and lost his balance, falling 30 feet onto the track below. He suffered severe head and internal injuries. Mark was rushed to a local hospital where he remained in critical condition for 3 days. On May 22, 1964, he died from his injuries. He became Disneyland's first fatal casualty after 8 years of operation, a dark milestone that forced Disney to completely redesign restraint systems and implement new safety protocols. Number 9. Mel Yorba stabbed. March 7, 1981. 18-year-old Mel Yorba was enjoying Magic Kingdom when he encountered 28-year-old James O'Driscoll in Tomorrowland around 9:15 p.m. Witnesses reported the argument started after Mel allegedly pinched O'Driscoll's girlfriend. Within 5 minutes, the verbal confrontation escalated into physical violence. In a moment of pure rage, O'Driscoll pulled an 8-inch knife and stabbed Mel directly in the chest, piercing his heart. Mel collapsed, bleeding heavily, while onlookers screamed. Disneyland security rushed to the scene within a minute, but instead of calling outside paramedics immediately, staff decided to transport Mel to a hospital in a park van. This critical delay proved fatal. Despite medical efforts, Mel was pronounced dead at 10:15 p.m., nearly an hour after being stabbed. This was the first homicide ever committed inside a Disney park. O'Driscoll was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 16 years to life in prison. The incident forced Disney to completely revise its emergency medical procedures and establish policies requiring immediate calls to outside emergency responders for any serious injuries. Number 8. Marcelo Torres, Big Thunder Mountain. September 5, 2003. Disney staff added train number 2 to Big Thunder Mountain Railroad without proper safety verification. Over the next 47 minutes, the train completed 12 cycles while multiple cast members heard strange clanking noises from the engine, a clear warning sign that was ignored. Unknown to all present, a bolt holding the left side guide wheel on the locomotive's floating axle had become dangerously loose. Nobody took action to remove the train from service. During the 13th cycle, with 22-year-old Marcelo Torres seated in the front car alongside 23 other excited passengers, disaster struck. As the train took a banked right turn, the locomotive's wheel axles began shifting out of alignment with the track. The misplaced front wheel bounced violently on fixed objects below. The train became increasingly unstable as it continued forward. It narrowly avoided several objects that could have caused immediate derailment. Then, the low-hanging wheel jammed against a brake section inside an uphill tunnel. The locomotive derailed violently and crashed into the tunnel roof. The connection bar snapped. Marcelo's car crashed into the stricken locomotive at 30 miles per hour, taking the full force of the impact. While other passengers remained trapped behind Marcelo's crushed body for up to 30 minutes, he was pronounced dead at the scene. An autopsy revealed massive blunt force injury to his chest that fractured his ribs and cut into his lungs, causing him to bleed to death. The investigation found that improper maintenance was the root cause. Fasteners on the guide wheel weren't tightened properly, and the maintenance procedure requiring 2 mechanics to verify the work wasn't followed. An outside mechanic had falsified paperwork. In-house mechanics ignored warning tags. Supervisors signed off without reviewing anything. If proper procedures had been followed, Marcelo would still be alive. The Torres family eventually settled their wrongful death lawsuit with Disney. Number 7. Donnie Young Matterhorn Decapitation. January 10, 1984. Donnie Young was thrown from her bobsled seat on the Matterhorn, landing on the track. The next bobsled hit her, causing decapitation. Ride operators stopped within 2 minutes. Investigation revealed her seatbelt wasn't fastened. Disney completely redesigned the restraint system and upgraded monitoring systems. Number 6. Austin Wenberg Monorail Collision. July 5, 2009. The monorail's central coordinator was sick. The manager controlled operations from a restaurant by phone, failing to verify switch positions. Austin Wenberg, 21, was piloting Purple Monorail when it collided with Montreal Pink at the maintenance facility. Austin was crushed and pronounced dead. The NTSB found the manager's failure to verify from the control tower was the probable cause. Disney made significant operational changes and was fined $35,200 by OSHA. Number 5. Gary Terry, Exotic Driving Accident. April 12, 2015. Guest Tavon Watson lost control of a Lamborghini at Walt Disney World Speedway, while instructor Gary Terry rode as passenger. The car crashed into a guardrail that pierced the passenger side, hitting Gary's torso. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigation revealed the track was running clockwise on a counterclockwise designed course, exposing cars to an unpadded guardrail. The speedway closed permanently shortly after. Number 4. Brandon Zucker, Roger Rabbit Accident. September 22, 2000. 4-year-old Brandon Zucker slipped beneath the lap bar on Roger Rabbit's cartoon Spin and fell onto the track. He was crushed beneath a moving vehicle, suffering cardiac arrest and severe brain damage from oxygen deprivation. Brandon survived 9 years with round-the-clock care, unable to walk or talk, before dying on January 26, 2009, at age 13. Investigation found improper loading procedures. The incident led to sensor-equipped guards on all ride vehicles industry-wide. Number 3. Lane Graves, Alligator Attack. June 14, 2016. 2-year-old Lane Graves played in ankle-deep water at Seven Seas Lagoon Beach while watching a movie. An alligator emerged and grabbed him by the head and neck. His father, Matt, tried desperately to pry the alligator's mouth open, but the predator pulled Lane underwater and disappeared. A massive search recovered Lane's body the next day. The medical examiner determined death by craniovertebral trauma and drowning. Disney made extensive water safety changes and installed a memorial lighthouse. The Graves family graciously chose not to sue. Number 2. Luan Dawson, Columbia Ship Incident. Christmas Eve, 1998. Cast member Christine Carpenter tied a mooring line to the Columbia sailing ship's cleat. The ship was moving too fast, building dangerous tension in the rope. The cleat bolts failed and the 9-pound metal cleat became a projectile, striking Luan Dawson's face and head. It also hit his wife, Loi Vong, and broke Carpenter's ankle. Despite initial internal medical handling, Luan underwent emergency surgery but remained in critical condition and died on December 26, 1998. Investigation found Carpenter lacked required training and worked alone against policy. Disney was fined $12,500 and settled with the Dawson family for approximately $25 million, one of the largest theme park settlements ever. Number 1. Epcot Plane Crash. November 21, 1984. A Piper Archer aircraft carrying a family of 5 experienced engine failure while approaching Disney World. The pilot attempted an emergency landing in the Epcot Center parking lot. The aircraft's right wing struck a light pole, severing the wing and causing a nosedive. The plane crashed into parked cars and erupted into flames. The pilot, his wife, and their 1-year-old daughter were pronounced dead. 2 other children survived with serious injuries. The NTSB investigation found fuel exhaustion caused the engine failure. The pilot had only 79 logged flight hours. The 1984 Epcot plane crash remains the deadliest incident on Disney property, claiming 3 lives. These are 10 real incidents, 10 real tragedies, 10 real people who died at Disney parks. They were documented, investigated. Some were settled in court for millions of dollars. Disney's response was always the same: update procedures, improve safety, and move forward. The parks reopened. Guests returned. The magic continued. But these incidents remind us that no place is truly safe. No corporation is too big to have failures, and safety should always come before image. If you want to understand the real history behind the most visited theme parks on Earth, subscribe for more deep dives into the incidents Disney would prefer you never knew about. Thanks for watching.